Today was one of those days where I came into the session fully prepared, focused, clear-minded, ready to execute. But the market was trading inside a seek and destroy profile. Now, this type of environment is very different from a normal consolidation. During consolidation, there usually aren't many valid setups to take. But on a seek and destroy day, the market will give you plenty of setups. The problem is, price never truly expands. Instead, the market just keeps running buy stops and sell stops on both sides. I came into the session fully bullish, and right at 9:30, the market gave me the expansion in the direction of my bias. At that point, I was watching closely to see if price could form a support level where I could enter long. This setup was actually the same one that helped me push my account to 7R about 2 weeks ago, so when it appeared, I didn't hesitate to execute. But price was much more reluctant to expand than I expected. Instead, it retraced deeper into my support level, which was an early sign that this wasn't a strong trade. Once I saw that weakness, I decided to close the position near break even. Price eventually broke my support level, so at that point I shifted my bias and began treating that level as resistance. My draw on liquidity was the relative equal lows on the 5-minute chart. So when price retraced back into my key level, I entered a short, anticipating a move lower to run those lows. But while I was in the trade, I realized that price was actually sitting inside of a buy setup. As soon as I realized that, I quickly closed the short for a small profit, which turned out to be the correct decision because shortly after, the market expanded higher again. Right here, I had both buy side and sell side liquidity marked on my chart. But notice I didn't label neither of them as the draw on liquidity. At that point, the market hasn't given me any strong indication of which side it wants to target. So instead of forcing a bias, I stayed neutral and simply waited for a clear setup to appear, long or short. Eventually, a buy signal formed, so I took the long and committed to the trade. By this point in the session, I had already switched bias twice, so I decided I wasn't going to look for any more short setups. Constantly processing the changing signals the market been giving me throughout the session had started to wear on me. I was getting mentally fatigued. At that point, I decided to stick to my original bias, which was bullish, and let the market prove me right or wrong. Usually, I limit myself to 2 trades per session, but today was a little different. The first trade ended up in a small loss and the second trade was a small win, which means I was essentially break even on the day. Because of that, I allowed myself one more trade for the session. Price eventually stopped me out, and that was the session for me.